done. We are nearing the end of this beautiful dish. So I've got my last piece of chicken just browning in the skillet. If I can get it out of there. There we go. Okay. Make sure you turn your burner off. I have a bad habit of leaving burners on. And then the pan's very hot later. All right, so I have my beautiful 6 pieces of chicken. They're nice and browned. I've got a little bit of sauce on the underneath of the pan, but really the highlight's going to be on top. So we're going to show you that. So I've got my sauce that we prepped earlier, and I'm really just going to put some good sauce on top of each piece. This is where some people differ when they make theirs. They really douse it in sauce, and I like to be able to taste the chicken. You can always serve sauce on the side, so you can still see a little bit of chicken. I'm going to bring it up closer in a minute so you can see it. So we're just covering every piece with some sauce. Oh, the sauce is just beautiful. Now remember, it's a great sauce. You can add any kind of meat or veggies too if you want a vegetarian or if you want a meat sauce. So really I've just covered the chicken in the sauce, but you can still see there's some outer areas of the chicken that aren't covered. Now again, feel free to cover it as much or as little as you want. I just prefer it this way. I have grated, with the help of my assistant, because I don't love grating cheese, I have grated some fresh Parm. We like to buy a lot of Parm in our house. It's one of my favorite cheeses. I just love the saltiness of it. I love the tartness of it. Parmesan cheese is one of my favorites. So we've grated a couple cups. The cheese really is the highlight. I mean, they don't call it chicken Parmesan for nothing. So now I really am just going to cover each piece. And this is where I am going to cover pieces pretty heavily. Getting that in there, covering. They're all going to be a little connected from the cheese at this point, but that's okay because you're going to know, you know where your chicken pieces are at this point. Got them nice in there and covered. Spread it around. Or needs a little bit more. We've got some in, so they're all going to be nice and connected. We're going to wipe a little of that off. I don't want that on there as we're cooking. I will keep my handy little hand towel next to me for wiping. So there basically is what it is. Now, what I normally will do is at the end, I will put some fresh basil on it to serve it. We're going to put it in the oven. I've got my oven up to 400 degrees. We're going to put it in the oven probably about 25 minutes. Again, if you're worried about it, check and make sure your chicken's up to 165 in the middle. Usually, or you can cut into it if it's pink, don't eat it. The thermometers work great. What you really want to see is some bubbling. You want your cheese to all be melted. You can cover this with some foil, but I like that browned cheese on top. It's going to melt and get that really ooey gooey, a little crispy cheese on top. So again, about 25 minutes. It's going to be bubbling in the middle. You're going to want to check it depending on how thick your chicken is. So you just kind of, I eyeball it, but I do use a thermometer, or you can cut into it also. While this is going, I'm going to put this in the oven. We're going to lock that in. Woo, that's warm. 400 degrees, it's good to go. Now's a good time to start your pasta water for however you're going to serve it. Again, spaghetti with a little olive oil, some garlic, and some fresh parsley and basil, delicious. You really want to highlight the chicken parm. That's the star of the show. We're going to serve it tonight with some chicken Alfredo or some fettuccine Alfredo. The fettuccine Alfredo just provides a nice mild cheesy complement to the sauce. So they're kind of two that you don't normally see together, but we're going to serve it as a side because we love that cheesiness. Again, this isn't an everyday meal for us. This is a Sunday night family dinner, and it's one of our favorites, and we'll show you as soon as this comes out of the oven what that's going to look like and how we would plate it up.